everybody want the false at their party.
Yo, welcome to the AMF Show.
Tell everybody want the false at their party.
On Bars and Hoops Radio.
Tell everybody want the false at their party.
Yo, every Thursday night, without a
Tell
doubt,
everybody want the false at their party.
with our special guests, so check us out. Peace, everybody. Welcome to the AMF Show. I'm one of your hosts, Big Ra, one half of the Almighty Force Brothers. I'm here with my man, the street ball legend,
Kev Young.
All right, we got a special guest in the building with us tonight. He's one of the legendary coaches from Queens and Long Island. You know, he had mad longevity in this. You know, sent a lot of kids to the pros. Introduce yourself, my bro.
Coach Cat, known as my original name is Craig Keys, Coach Cat. I've been involved with youth sports and basketball for I'm in my 53rd year coaching. I've coached many players, got kids into. So I coached 23 NBA players, thousands and thousands of kids.
Coached everybody in Queens.
all Queens kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And
And a lot of Long Island kids.
Absolutely. A lot of Long Island kids and stuff. And
Okay.
Kids that came from Brooklyn, different.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get in. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get into your journey.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into to everything, your history, your story.
Yeah.
All right. This is season 2 of the AMF Show. This is episode 68. All right. Upcoming shows, we're gonna have Rat and Monk coming on in next week, and then we're gonna have one of the street ball teams from back in the day, the Buster Bombers. They're gonna be coming through in like 2 weeks. All right. Season 3 of the AMF Show is going to be later on this month, starting season 3 later on this month. All right. Shout out to the Almighty Force family. All right. The kids is out there competing. The 13 of you, 14 of you is out there competing in different tournaments around the city. So shout out to all the coaches. Shout out to the parents. All right. Special shout to Felicia and Matt. Avon is their son. He's going through a little health scare right now. So, we with you. We with y'all. Okay. All right. Coach Cat. Okay. If you could describe yourself in one word, what would the one word be and why?
God sent.
Okay.
I'm still here for 53 years doing this, so this had to be a God sent thing for me.
Okay.
So that's why I'm still here. That's why I'm here, and I enjoyed it the whole ride all the way up until now. Passion is still there. I'm still here.
Okay. All right. Where are you from? Where are you from, Coach Cat?
Jamaica, Queens. I grew up in Springfield Gardens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And when did you start coaching? You said you've been doing it 53 years.
Yeah, I started coaching in like 1972, 73.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually like 15 years old. How it all started was we would go into the park, me and some of my friends, we'd go, and the older guys would be on the court running fulls. So you know how they do with the younger guys. Y'all sit down and kind of wait. But then there was times when they didn't have enough guys, and they used to let some of us get on the court and play. And we held our own, so they kind of allowed us to play. So now then we also had a bunch of little young kids, little 8, 9, 10-year-old kids in the park, and there'd be a small court on the side. So myself and another partner, Gary Moore, we used to take the kids over to the small court on the side and, do little layup drills and stuff like that and things like that. And then maybe about 4 months later, they had a tournament. The PAL ran a tournament in the school, PS80. So we got an adult, a parent, to co-sign us and, put the kids in. And we started coaching, and it just took off from there.
All right, so you started coaching when you was like 15.
15, absolutely. Like I said, the kids in the park, and
All right.
Yeah.
So
name some of the greats you coached.
Oh God, I have a list. I have to go back.
All right.
Okay, Mark Jackson, Kenny Smith, Kenny Anderson, Lamar Odom, Ron Artest, Khalid Reeves, Tobias Harris, Speedy Claxton, Lance Stevenson, Stephon Marbury, Danny Green, Lloyd Daniels, AJ Price,
Wow.
Talik Brown, Hamadou Diallo, Ray for Austin, and Sandy Gaines. Yada Gaines.
Yeah, so the Yada Gaines.
Yeah.
From the Nets.
Yeah.
When I first
Utah.
The Nets in Utah.
To Utah, yeah.
And I said the first time I coached against you, it was in Roy Wilkins. And I had my nephew, Little Shy. Shout out to Little Shy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we call him Little Shy, but he's big now.
Oh yeah.
But shout out. But we was over there, and I had Little Shy and like Wayne son with Nell and all of them, and you had this, and we were kind of bigger than y'all,
right? But
y'all had Yada. That's that we call Sunday Yada Gaines. Yada, y'all had Yada. And that kid, he was like so polished, man. It was like a 14 or 15-year-old team. And this dude was like so he was doing all the scoring, right? He was getting the rebounds. I was like, wow, this kid, we ain't lose much.
Right.
We ain't lose much, but I remember losing to you over there in the Rifles. Shout out to the Rifle family. Yeah. All right. Shout out to all the Roy Wilkins family. Over there, Eric Barnett, he was up here.
Okay.
A couple months ago, right?
So how your coaching style changed over the years?
Well, the coaching style has changed drastically because the game today is totally different than it was, back like when I started and stuff. The kids, back then, everybody you came to play. Everybody came to play. We, like I said back then, as I was saying before, I would pile 7, 8, 9 kids up in the car. I had a Plymouth Duster and pile them in the car, and we would go from play a game in Queens. We would go to Brooklyn. We would go to the Bronx, and everybody just played, and we did what we had to do, and everybody showed up all the time. The kids worked hard. I think the difference now is the work ethic is not the same. I think all of this modern, equipment and technology right now changes a lot of things with social media and YouTube and all of the TikTok and all of the things. The kids are so locked into that stuff, and they're not so focused on
the science.
Right, the science, understanding the game, playing the game, and practicing your craft and stuff. So that becomes a difference. Back in the day, like you said, we lived in the park. I remember and you guys remember this too, going to the park in the dead of the winter, shoveling. Everybody, 5 or 6 guys had shovels, and shovels go through the snow, and get out there, had on our woolen caps and gloves. The ball only might bounce up a little bit above your ankle and stuff, and we would be in the park doing what we do. So that those days are long gone, and they will not be back. They will not be back.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So in this instance, because we had a few people on, and we were saying how social media would have helped a lot of players, like from back in the days.
Yeah,
how it would have helped a lot of players, but like this instance, it's kind of like bringing them down a notch as far as them looking for work ethic. Right.
Absolutely.
Because we first of all, when we were younger, we played against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Played against anybody, anytime.
For sure.
Especially in Queens.
Right.
We did. We ain't make no calls.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We just play hard.
That's it.
Hard
That's
nose.
it. That's it. Absolutely.
And you had to play defense.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to bump into somebody that got the same name you got.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is the defense.
Absolutely. That's key.
They don't play D, they play area now.
Yes, definitely.
Even in the
right.
pros. Even in the pros. Zone. Like playing a zone was like unheard of back in the day.
Zone was always college, high school.
Yeah,
never
absolutely.
Pros. They put that in the pros.
Yeah.
For them Europeans. That's what they did.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. But they don't play defense.
No.
Right. Shout out to Steels the Great. He said, shout out Coach Cat. That's Steels. Bars and hoops. Bars and hoops. 15 Park.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What's going on?
Shout out to Tiny. All right. I hear you doing better, man. I gotta call you. All right. T Cesar. All right. So you just named a whole lot of players. You mentioned him, Danny Green. Danny Green, how many championships he won with the Spurs? You know, so you coached Danny Green, you coached Lamar, championships with the Lakers, right? So Danny, I hear that he do like a camp now.
Yeah, well, he's not doing it now. He's retired now, but he's done it for like 14, 15 years, and I used to pretty much be a big part of the camp and stuff.
Okay.
They stay in touch?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I go out to listen. I go out there to. He lives in Cali. He's in California. I go out there, and we still connected and stuff. You know,
that's good.
He supports the program and stuff like that. So a lot of the guys that still give back to the program.
Okay.
Yeah,
because you named all of them. You named all those guys that came up through your program. So that's great. That they that was one of the things that I always noticed about like the organization that you was involved with the Panthers, right? One of the things that I always noticed was the amount of support that you had, like from the kids' parents. You had like an entourage, like when y'all came to games. You
probably went to school with the parents, right? Went to school with the parents, now you coach their sons. That's how it works.
Yeah. I got grandparents sending me their kids.
Listen.
But that's one of the key things, that parental support and that backing and stuff. That's big. That's big. Right. And I've always over the years had a good parent support and stuff like that.
Are you catching beef from parents?
Oh, every now and then you get some of that too,
But you experience, you season.
Absolutely.
From 70.
So it don't bother you.
Not at all. Not at all.
We had some people on. It was like your parents need to fall back. And from like my standpoint, I mean, our parents didn't come to our games and stuff, it was fun.
Absolutely,
and supported the hell out of us,
right?
Without coming to the game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you gotta like tip your hat, for the parents, because I was speaking to somebody the other day about them getting their grandson into our tournament, and then they was like, oh, but the mother is saying she might not have enough time to be taking them, and I'm like, I played for Elmcore. I lived in South Queens. I used to take like 3 buses
just to get over there.
To go play
right.
to represent Elmcore and Citywide.
Right.
I get on like three buses, like them, those red buses, 25, 34, leaving, and then other guys that from our side of town, from like Lincoln Park, they used to do the same thing. But
those days are long gone. Those days are long gone. Like I was just saying, we used to pack up 7, 8 kids in the car, and we'd go all over the place. And like you said, the parents trusted, what I was doing. I never had an issue, not a beef. And those were the good old days.
The neighborhood knew you, though.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody knows. So everybody wanted their kid to be a part of the program and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was back then, and that was the Panther program.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Panther program and how like from Queens, y'all was like the rivals to those programs that were kind of big back then.
Yeah.
The Gauchos.
Right.
And Riverside Church. So how was it? Because I know that they used to have have some pretty good players too.
Oh, absolutely.
So how was it competing?
So what happens was, when I started out with the Panthers, it was actually the Long Island Panthers.
All right.
Gary Charles ran that program.
Okay. And you know what? Shy, my brother, Shy, Big Shy, he was like, yo, man, I don't know if Cat coached the Long Island Panthers, because I had put that in our promotion for the show. They were like, I don't know if he coached the Long Island Panthers. I don't like this shit. I said that was the name that I always saw. When we even y'all used to be in like ISC, right? And even in the the rifles tournament,
right?
I thought that's what I thought I saw.
Yeah.
So I'm saying thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, I did. I started out with the Long Island Panthers under Gary Charles. He welcomed me into the program, myself and Coach Lloyd, and we started coaching with with the younger kids and things like that when they had like the high school guys and So it's been a journey with them as well. We played all, like you said, locally. We was playing locally all over Queens, and then we started, going out to Brooklyn. Once we had the type of a team, we built the kind of team that was strong enough to go out and play out in the Bronx, playing like the Gauchos and Riverside and those type of programs. We go out to Jersey and play some of the bigger programs, Prime Time and guys like that. So, like I said, the journey has been great. We've been expanding. We had the support, community support and things like that, parental support. So it's just been good. We've, been sprouting out. Then we started going on and traveling out of the state.
So you did the AAU circuit.
Oh yeah, definitely. When we would go down to Maryland to tournaments in Maryland, Bowie, Virginia and stuff. We went to 3 AAU national championships. We won one. We lost 2 times. And we won one with my 10 and under team. This was about 5 years back and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been all around, like up and down the East Coast.
Okay.
We've been to a big tournament in Arizona. We've been to John Lucas's tournament about 6 years ago. We won the championship.
Where did John Lucas do his thing? In Houston?
In Houston, in Texas.
Okay.
And that's where Rafa lives. He lives down there, and he's got a program, a team. His son is very good too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's going to the next level. Yeah. So I keep in touch with him,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Junior James Ryan, yo.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if I should say junior. Shit. He's been around just as long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little younger than James.
He started out in Long Island with the Road Runners.
Right.
He was the Long Island Road Runners.
Mm-hmm.
Then as he progressed, it just shortened the name a little bit.
Yeah.
Finished with Prime Time.
Yeah, prime time road runners.
Yeah.
So you did how many years did you do the Panthers?
Wow. I did them for probably good 15 years, because I started out as the Long Island Panthers, and then we broke off and we started a little chapter of the Panthers in Queens and stuff. So you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So
Then there's another brother that used to coach with you in Queens, brother Jose. Was that Modesto?
Yeah, Jose Modesto.
Yeah.
Jose Modesto. Yeah.
I ain't seen that brother in a long time.
I haven't seen. I think he's out the country. He's in another country. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he bought that kid.
Peter Ramos.
7'2" kid. 7-footer.
Yeah.
He was like 7 feet. But playing in high school.
Absolutely.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Played for Puerto Rico.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had a tryout in the league, and then he had a tryout. He was in there for maybe 2 years or so.
Yeah, he made it to the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. So what I was saying to myself, well, I know this guy coached a lot of guys and I knew about Sundiata Gaines, right?
Yeah.
And I knew about Danny Green,
mm-hmm.
and I knew about Peter. This Peter, right?
Yeah, Peter Ramos.
Yeah, but the amount of people that you named, they went to the pros, So
absolutely,
that just go to credit your longevity, in doing this.
Yeah,
and I'm sure like a lot of people that's doing it. There's a lot of the younger brothers that's doing it now. I'm sure that they pattern, some of the things that they do.
Yeah.
After what you did with the Panthers.
These players that's going now, could they play back in the 80s and 90s?
I'll be totally honest with you. I think it would be really tough for them, because the game has changed.
Of the contact and
right.
Stuff.
And like now, you see how it is. Like you said, we were talking about the NBA. I mean, you can't. Once you get close to somebody, they're blowing the whistle and stuff.
Yeah,
back in the day, you used to get knocked in your behind.
Yeah.
The scores in games. Scores in games was like in the 90s,
mm-hmm.
and like breaking 100 wasn't like the norm.
No,
like in the back in the days.
Absolutely.
But like now,
yeah,
the way they changed, and this. I guess, it was by design, to try to make it more exciting. That's why some people think that the guys now are more athletic, but the game, the way the game, things that are allowed now, or the things that were allowed back then,
right?
They're not allowed now.
Absolutely.
We have point guards in the dunk contest.
Yes.
I want y'all to remember that.
That's for sure.
Back then, it was point guards in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Not 7-footers.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. 3 feet, he in the rim.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to give him a dunk contest championship. He's 7 feet. I don't think they should be allowed to dunk.
That's true.
Do it in the game, bro. You 7 feet.
Right.
We're not impressed, man. I felt this way about Larry Nance, too.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Back then.
Right.
I was like, he's 7 feet. How the
Right.
fuck? You know?
Yeah.
You know?
But Larry Nance, but you know, he did, you know, he was doing some things though, right? Dunking 2 balls.
He's
and
7
stuff.
feet, Rob.
He was 6'10".
6'10", 7 feet, same thing. Pretty
I
much.
stand under the rim. My hand is not far from the rim.
Right.
I go like this.
Yeah.
So, and I'm 6'4". So
Right.
imagine a 7-footer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not impressed, man, with a
No.
7-footer in the dunk contest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Dwight Howard.
No, I never thought he was shit. I never thought Dwight Howard was
Yo,
anything.
he losing in the big 3.
Huh?
He losing in the thing that the Ice Cube run.
Oh, I'm not
His team
surprised.
be losing. And I'm like, listen,
I never
man,
thought he
certain
was
things you
dominant-
probably shouldn't do.
Right.
You know, like watching Shaq and these motherfuckers, and then you see him.
Yeah.
Like, why is he so damn great, yo? What are you doing?
He
You
wasn't
ain't got a jump
consistent.
shot.
And then he wasn't consistent with, you know, the things that he
Yeah.
did and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I think that he was like a good piece of a team.
Yeah, no, he's good for a backup. You know, he was
Like
good
when he played
backup
when they
center
won it, when he won it with the Lakers.
with the Lakers, right?
You
Coming
know,
in.
he was like coming in like
Yeah.
like
In the
they're
bubble?
playing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't count that, man.
Why you okay?
Dwight Howard ain't shit
Damn.
as a center.
Right.
You know.
As a center, he ain't
Yeah.
shit compared to them other centers, man. They
Yeah.
had a down low game. They had a medium range
Right,
jump
yeah,
shot.
Yeah.
What he got?
Huh.
But muscle. That's it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I ain't gonna sit up here and talk big up Dwight Howard too much. I ain't gonna say he wasn't shit, but you know.
Man, I think people give these young guys too much props, and they didn't do nothing yet.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he got a championship, but it was in the bubble. I think like 10 people was in the crowd. You know, nobody
Yeah.
took that serious, and you're taking it during a time when basketball is weak.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
count that, man. I don't count
COVID
it
and stuff.
at all. I don't count it. It's a blur
Yeah.
in the NBA.
All right, so let's talk about what you doing now. So let's talk about, because I saw on social media where the organization of defenders.
Right.
Because I love the
Yeah.
game still. I love the game, man. These kids are fucking it up. It's not what we used to do, yo. Kenny Smith said it. The guards used to dribble, you know, on the side. You had a little
Yeah.
shake with you and shit.
Yeah.
Now you can dribble right in front of him.
Right.
Like, boom, boom, boom. Look,
Yeah.
you can't touch it because he's going to call fat. Man, please. I'm sick of this damn game, to be honest with you, yo.
Yeah. Times
All
have
right, so
changed. There's
let's
no
talk about the
question.
defenders.
Okay. Okay.
Let's talk about the defenders. So I like I was saying, I saw where they was welcoming you,
Yeah.
legendary Coach Cat to the defenders. So
Right.
so tell us about the defenders, about that organization and like what you do and you know in a whole like because I just recently started hearing about the defenders.
Right.
You know, my son, he told me that when you was coming to games that you was coaching this team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about that for.
All right, Queens Defenders. So I want to give a big shout out to Anthony D'Agostino, who runs the program, does a hell of a job. He welcomed me into the program last year, and I've been doing pretty much the elite part. I run, so you know, the title is Queens Defenders Elite. So I
Okay.
take some of the better players and get them to a certain point, and then we travel to, you know, the different tournaments and things like that.
Okay.
So it's a little different than you know, I probably want to say maybe pay for play and stuff. But he's building a hell of a program, and I've been with him. I respect him. He does a great job, and I'm trying to build the elite part of the program for the organization and stuff.
Okay.
So that's what's going on with that. So
So Queens Defenders Elite. That's so we see that, then we know that that's a team Cat coaching.
yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
Okay. So when so like now how you did with the previous organization. So you doing the same thing with them?
Yeah, pretty much doing that kind of stuff. Like I said, taking these kids, giving them different type of exposure, taking them out of the local elements and taking them, traveling on the road and
so
things
you
like that.
You travel with this team?
Yeah,
well.
we do some things and stuff.
Okay, so you're doing the AAU circuit with them in the 5 boroughs? Or
yeah, we'll do that, and then like last year we went out to we were on the Under Armour circuit, Steph Curry's Under Armour circuit.
Okay.
And so we moved around on that platform and stuff.
Okay.
So these are the type of things we're trying to move forward with the organization and keep going. And Coach Eric Brooks, he's involved, and he and I, we work.
Shout out Eric,
hand in hand. And
shout out Eric, was doing your thing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
So the Under Armour circuit, I'm not familiar.
Yes, that's Steph
that.
Curry's thing. He's everybody has a circuit. Puma has a circuit. All of the sneaker companies have a circuit right now. So things is just starting to get to that.
And he do his all over the country.
He goes. Yeah, you have you play in your regionals and stuff in the regions, and then you have the travel. You'll travel 3 different times, like to Atlanta, Ohio, and different places, sites they have and stuff. And then you play once you get to the final when you're in one location, and that's where they have the finals and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So
sound interesting. So you do that. So you do the Under Armour, and
we've done that last year. We did the Under Armour circuit last year.
Okay.
We're looking forward to going back to that in 2026.
See what Stephen Furtado said, man.
My man, Stephen Furtado.
Yo, shout out, Stephen Furtado. What's up, bro? Yeah. So words of encouragement, right? If you could give words of encouragement for anybody that's watching out there.
Oh, well, if we're talking pretty much like I'll encourage like the kids, they just need to continue to play hard, play smart, play together with their team, just stay involved, stay focused, and they need to get out there and put in that work. They need to get out there and put in work.
Yeah.
As long as I've been doing 53 years, it's always been about fundamentals, understanding the game, learning the fundamentals, and being fundamentally sound. And if you're not fundamentally sound and you're not working toward that, it's hard to play for Coach Cat. That's one of the things
I'm
that
thinking
I preach.
too. Back in the day, we used to dribble to school.
Right.
We had basketball going to
your
school
hand all the time and
put
doing
the ball
that
in the
stuff.
locker.
Yeah.
Go to class.
Absolutely.
Break, lunchtime.
That's a lost start right now. That's a lost start with these kids.
You don't see that. You don't see that at all today, man.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting old, man.
Hey.
Those guys like us, we still trying to keep it going, Still trying to
like
keep
you.
it going
Well, you definitely keeping it going, right?
Yeah.
And you definitely, I mean, you don't have to have nobody else try to keep you relevant. You definitely still relevant.
Yeah.
You definitely God. Still, you're still doing it.
Yeah.
I see people trying to hit you on your phone. Anybody, if you want to call in, we're no back. Huh?
I put it up already.
Oh, you did? All right. If you want to call in, it's 516-206-0711. It's 516-206-0711.
So do you get frustrated with the change of style of play?
I'm not gonna say I get frustrated, but it's just, like you said, it's just a total difference. And the reality is you kind of got to move with the times. You know what I mean? Because
you gotta be flexible.
Yeah, because these kids, it's just hard to get them to, do the things that we do that we did back in the day.
Is your team winning because you're coaching, or they winning because they can play?
I'm gonna say it's a combination of all of it, but the bottom line is it's about buying into the system
Mhm.
and stuff. And I have a system, and if the kids are all buying in, like I said, it starts with fundamentals,
Right.
you know, and that's playing together, playing hard, playing smart, playing together as a team and stuff. That's becomes the difference at the end of the day. And then a lot of times too, like you mentioned about the coaching part, you know, Kev, there's a lot of young cats out here that's, you know, involved in the game, coaching and things, but everybody's not in it for the right reasons.
I got
You know what I
I
mean?
got you. I know
So
what you're
a
saying.
lot of times that, you know, these guys not understanding
seen
this
it.
game
Yeah,
and
I
things
seen
like
it.
that. And they just running around grabbing kids and throwing them out there and stuff
And yelling at them.
and yelling at them and
Yeah.
screaming at them and not coaching them.
Right.
And that becomes the difference a lot more times than not.
Yeah, I was
know?
going to the games in the parks about a year ago or 2 years ago. And that's all I saw.
Yeah.
I stopped going. I'm not going no more.
Right.
Frustrating, yo.
Absolutely.
Teach them. What you yelling at
That's
them
what-
for?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's obvious he didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Teach him what to do.
Absolutely. And that becomes the difference.
I just don't get it today, bro.
So
Yeah.
so when you said that they have to, like, that you have a system, so that was like even back in the days.
Absolutely.
Because I noticed when we used to go against you, I didn't coach against you often.
Right.
I did it, I think, I did it with Pride and Powerful probably once or twice,
Okay.
and then I had my own team, and but what I did notice about, you know, your teams was that they were well coached. Like it wasn't, you could tell that it wasn't a bunch of kids you just threw together
Right.
and threw into a tournament.
Mhm.
So you was even doing that back then, like when you was coaching like Mark and all of them.
All of those, yeah.
You had like a system even then.
Definitely. And at the end of the day, if you couldn't conform and you wasn't disciplined, then basically you can, you know, pack your bag and go, you move on to another team or another program. Because you know, that's the key. In anything in game of life, you need to be disciplined and stuff, you know, with all of this stuff, you know.
All
So
right.
that's big for me. You know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So like the kids that you have now. So what age are you doing now? You're doing like,
I'm currently I have 2 teams going on right now. I have like a 14 and under group,
okay.
and then like a 16 and under, pretty much like high school guys that, you know, I do some stuff with.
Okay.
Yeah. Because these are kids that I brought up since like maybe 10, 11 years old. So I just continued to grow with them and stuff. You know,
Okay.
their parents wanted me to hang in there with them and just continue, you know, growth with them. So.
And you still do like the younger
The youngest kids I'm doing right now is like the 8th graders, you know, 7th and 8th graders
The
for
middle
like
school.
middle school kids, 13
Yeah.
or 14.
So you help
know.
them out with decisions of college and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. When
High
these kids
school.
are the high school kids, when they're getting ready to go, you know, I
Yeah.
kind of help them, you know.
They come to
know,
you for
looking
advice.
and things like that.
It's
And
needed.
we look at a lot of different schools and
That's needed.
you know, yeah,
That's needed.
definitely, yeah.
All right. Travis Reed said, "Cat, the legend, one of the best." All right.
Potato
He's-
back. He said something about money again.
It's not about the money. I listen, I wouldn't still be in this game right now if it was just about the money. It's about the passion, what I do, you know, giving back to the community and stuff like that. Like I said, this is a godsend thing to be involved for 53 years.
Yeah, man. Since 74, Steve. 74. It can't be about the money, bro.
Nah.
So but what he was
It's not
saying, like, what's your biggest success? Not the best player, as far as like players. Your biggest success that you feel, as far as not the best player that you had. That's what Furtado was saying. Stephen Furtado.
I don't count that as success. What's successful to me is that I'm blessed to be able to continue to still be involved and keeping kids off the street and keeping them involved and teaching them the game, teaching them how to play the right way, values and things like that, morals, because it's not just about the game of basketball. At the end of the day, it's about the game of life.
Right.
Because you have to be able to instill some of these things that you do in the game of basketball. You have to equate to the game of life.
Right.
So that's, you know, that's
Right.
big. I think
Yeah.
that's key. You
So
know what I
so
mean?
how do you
Right?
so like the importance of youth sports? Like how do you like where would you rate that? Like is youth sports important? Or you know, it's just like for me, it was important.
Yeah.
It definitely, I remember like the one year that I took off from playing after I was in high school. I took off like a year before I played at in JUCO.
Yeah.
And I was just like hanging in the streets, like doing nothing.
Right. Right.
So how do you view like the importance of youth sports?
I view is very, very important because it keeps these kids in a positive environment, in a productive environment, and just doing the things that they love to do and keeping them focused. And so this way, when it's time, like you said, to go to that next level of high school, go to college, they understand the things that they need to do and what they have to do in order to, play and be a part of that next level. And at the end of the day, like we said, the game of life, maturing and understanding. Now it's time to move to the next level. Now I have to understand that I'm moving into my young adult years and things like that. And how am I going to,
right?
It reinforces with your parents,
Absolutely.
They teach you, get to high school, go
Mhm.
to college.
Yes.
Then realization comes in sometimes. It's like,
Right.
how the hell I'm gonna pay for this?
Right.
And kind of sports, if you get that scholarship, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? It's
Right.
it's a stress relief.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna pay for your kid to go to school.
Listen, this sports is a vehicle to
Yeah,
get you
yeah.
to those
Use
levels
it. Yep.
and stuff. And
Yep.
you have to do what you're supposed to do and work. And with the blessings of the Lord,
Mhm.
you'll be able to go to another level.
Wayne Gatlin's son said, "Thank you."
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's another young man that played for me when he, probably around 11, 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
Solid young man.
Okay.
Dad,
and now
solid,
he's like playing like
overseas,
overseas,
things like that. No, he's overseas. He didn't finish. Yeah, he's like playing like out the country and stuff like that. Another kid, solid.
Good
young
job,
man.
Wayne.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So Speedy, he said Speedy, Lamar, and Danny Green. So you coach Speedy Claxton too?
Yeah, all those guys when they were young. That I coached all them cats at a young age, like 10, 11, 12.
Around here, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's actually he's a college coach.
He was playing like we played against him. I had Lamar on the team in Day Days tournament.
Right.
And Speedy Claxton was on the other team when we went to the championship.
He coaches at college. He coaches Hofstra University.
He's coaching Hofstra now.
He coaches. Yeah, he's the coach of Hofstra University.
Speedy Claxton kind of put Hofstra. Kind of put them on the map.
On the map, yeah.
He kind of put them on the map because first of all, like who was going to Hofstra, right? Even though since then guys went from Hofstra to the pros.
Yeah.
But before Speedy, I'm trying to think if any cats. So do you have a lot of kids come back to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Saying
thank you and stuff like that, calling me and like I said,
to say it on air.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Say it on air.
Yeah.
People need recognition, bro.
Yeah.
Say it on air.
Yeah. So like I said, the journey has been great. I enjoy it. I'm very passionate about what I do.
Okay.
You know what I mean, and how I run my program and organization and stuff.
Okay.
And the parents have been very supportive and very helpful.
Great.
Yeah, that's big.
That's great.
So
and so
he's on his way to Russia. Damn.
That's Wayne's son.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's playing. That's what he's playing at in Russia. Yeah, oh yeah. These cats.
Wayne's son is nice too.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, I don't know where you got it from. I'm only joking. Wayne was one of his pops.
Yeah.
Wayne was one of my guards.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, like putting teams together,
right?
Like adult teams.
Yeah.
Wayne, he was like one of our guards.
Yeah, I still wonder where you got it from.
Yeah.
And Wayne, he played. He played, and he also did a program.
Yeah. He coached as well.
Yeah, he coached and he did a tournament.
Yeah,
he did Lincoln Park. He did Rockaway.
I still
Rockaway
have that
Boulevard.
coat, man. Yo, Wayne, I still got Fat Joe coat, yo.
That
shit was
huge.
What?
So he's like Wayne. He gave out like leather coats or something before.
He gave me a big winter snorkel. I could wear this shit in Alaska, bro.
Right.
That's how big that shit is, yo. And it still works.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right.
That year, y'all was competing on prizes. Y'all started giving out shit. We was winning. I think we got 2 jackets from Glenn that year.
Glenn
And then we
McMillan.
came to
Yeah.
Lincoln
Yeah,
Park.
shout out Glenn McMillan.
We took that Lincoln Park, and
Right.
this motherfucker had like 5 boxes of coats and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I remember that shit. That's it. I gotta say, Wayne, that was one of my best prizes, bro.
All right. Brenda, she said your passion, commitment, vision, caring is very relevant. Thank you. And yeah, we want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
You know,
Absolutely.
as well. You know, because it's important, you know, to you for the you know, the you know, like my son, you know, brothers like Dion, you know, to be and Cam to be doing like camps.
Absolutely.
You know, team create. You know, it's important.
Yeah,
it's important, like to give these kids a different avenue.
Absolutely.
And it's much respected.
Yeah.
So, you know, so in that sense, you know, I want to say thank you. I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm not gonna say.
Please don't say.
I'm not gonna say. No. They be saying that. They be like getting on me because I be telling people I'm proud of them. Right. You know what I'm saying? But those be people that I knew since they was kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really know you since a kid. So I'm mad respect. I got mad respect for what you do. Like Wayne, when you like started doing stuff, I was proud of you. You know what I'm
saying? Wayne, we're proud of you.
Like they called me up trying to blast me on the air.
Yeah.
I told this grown ass man, you know. So you know, let's have some fun now. All right. You know, and again, you know, I commend you, and I commend, you know, the organization.
Yeah.
I commend like all of the players that you had.
Yeah.
You know, that you said that they still like, you know, support, you know, the things that you're doing.
Yeah, some of them come
you know,
back
that's great. All of that's great.
Yeah.
And so thank you, young Americans.
Yeah, and like my son, when he said, look, you know, y'all gotta get Cat on the show. So the whole thing, like when we came on the show, like me and my brother Shy came on, and then when Kev came on, and it was different because, you know, we were like in the music.
Yes.
So it was different because it was just giving us props on the things that we did in the community.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't like, you know, and so to me that meant more to me,
right?
You know, to get my flowers like that,
right? Absolutely.
You know, than music. So he was like, yo, you gotta get Cat on. So finally, you know, we was able to, you know, connect, you know, and do this. So, you know, as I said, you know, when I first saw you outside, you know, thank you for coming. You know, we appreciate you for coming. Right. We appreciate the things that you could do. I'm there. I got to give you credit because I couldn't do it as long as you was doing it. You know, I mean, you know, young guys, you know, you got to be, you know, I mean, you know, I love coaching. Some of my friends, they told me that like when we was in like middle school that I was like coaching them. Yeah. You know, like, when I was just telling them stuff like, yo, when he crossed half court, turn him so I can get a steal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But they took that like, you know, coaching, you know, because everybody didn't do that.
Right.
Like like when we was younger, like we had to play defense.
No question.
You know, we had to play defense.
Yeah.
Some of my schemes when I went out and coached against people was I had like defensive schemes. Right. You know, more than I had offensive schemes because I know they like if we could get the steals and we could get the game in that type of game, a transition game. Yeah. That we always had like a good chance of winning. Right. Absolutely. You know. I think defense is the key. Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is, you know, playing defense and stuff. Defense turns into offense. And stuff. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. You know, so let's have some fun, right? All right. So who would you say is the best 5 all time? Oh, listen, it don't even got to be position. we got to be positioned.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I mean, you know what I mean? Because there's so many great players.
All right, 10.
You know, come on, I go back to
Okay.
You know, I'm old
You're
school,
gonna do
so
5.
you know,
All right.
Oscar Robinson, guys
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Will
yeah.
Chamberlain,
Wilt
Kareem
Chamberlain.
Abdul-Jabbar, those
Yeah.
guys. You know, you got to give these younger guys credit too. The Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the
Okay.
Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans. You know what I mean? You got to give
He
those
said
guys
the young
props.
guys.
Yeah, those are
Larry Bird.
Yeah. Well, they're not young right now, but I'm just saying there was like so many greats
Yeah,
that you gotta include
So
those
we
guys
go by
in.
decade.
Yeah,
We go by decade.
yeah,
You know.
you know,
Nah, but you name, look, you know, all the guys you name,
yeah.
you know, those are
Julius
like,
Irvins, you know,
Yeah.
these guys, you know, these guys are legends, and they brought a lot to the sport and to the game and stuff. You know what I
I
mean?
think Julius was the merge. You know,
Yeah,
because when he played in the ABA,
yeah,
the NBA was kind of lacking.
yes,
They brought the doc in.
and yeah,
The NBA got revitalized.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
brought back some excitement to the game.
absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
As soon as he got in the NBA, he went to the championship,
hmm
right?
And
Yeah.
and the NBA was kind of down too, and then when like the Larry Birds and Magic Johnson, those guys came, that revitalized the NBA and brought them back up to a standard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Because they were boring.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they were boring. They didn't want to dribble between their legs or throw
Mhm.
the pass behind their back.
right,
That was getting boring.
yeah,
I think Frazier
Well,
was the
Frazier's-
exception.
yeah.
Archie Clark and the
Yeah.
brothers.
You know,
Mhm.
Frazier, Archie Clark, Earl Monroe,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
those guys, they
Tricky
were-
Dick Barnett, those guys,
Nah,
was,
yeah.
you know, they
Barnett,
were,
man,
they
it's
were,
a
you know,
Yeah.
they were key
I didn't
players,
watch too much Dick Barnett.
right?
You know, I was just getting into basketball
Yeah.
when he was playing.
Yeah,
But I know Frazier, Monroe,
Mhm.
he was my favorite.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
They teamed up in the backcourt.
yes,
You know, like Frazier would play and let the guy go by him.
right,
But he'll come from behind
Behind
and hit the
and
ball.
get-
And Earl be
absolutely.
right there to throw the ball at him for the fast
Absolutely.
break. They did that to Boston.
mm-hmm.
They did
Was
that
it
to Boston.
LA?
They did
LA,
it to LA.
LA.
They did
Right.
it to LA, but they were doing it to Boston. But back then, all of the guards, all of the teams had two good
guards,
guards.
absolutely,
And you didn't really know who was the point guard.
right,
You know, even
Yeah.
like if you got how you had mentioned Archie Clark,
Yeah.
Phil
Mhm.
Chenier,
yes,
Jerry West, Gail
Dave
Goodrich,
Bing,
Dave
Dave
Bing.
Bing.
Who played the
Mhm.
backcourt with Dave Bing? Who played the
Mm.
backcourt?
Wow.
I said like Chicago, Norm Van Leer and Jerry
Yeah.
Strong, right?
Was it no
Phil-
Van Leer?
Norm
No,
Van
he was
Leer
with
played
Chicago.
Right.
Right.
He played
Phil
with Chicago.
Chenier, maybe,
Phil
might
Chenier
be.
and Archie Clark. Phil
Right,
Chenier
okay,
played
yeah,
with,
yeah,
with,
yeah.
with the core back in the days with the Bullets.
Bullets, right,
Yeah, he played.
Right.
He played with that team.
yeah. Dave Bing was with Detroit, right?
Yeah, Dave Bing
Yeah.
was a train. I'm
Damn,
trying
I
to think
can't
of who
remember.
played guard with
I
him.
can't remember.
You
who.
know, I remember
Yeah.
Calvin Murphy
Yeah,
and Mike Newton.
Houston, yeah,
Yeah,
Houston
yeah,
Rockets,
it was some good. It was some good.
yeah,
You know, young people, y'all probably like, who the hell they talking
Yeah,
about?
what they talking
You know what I'm
about?
saying?
yeah.
Who the hell they do? Who the hell they do, guys? You even saying that, right, JOJ? Got to shout out JOJ in the building. JOJ in the building. JOJ in the building.
Just look them up. Just look them up, man. Look them up.
Wade
boys.
is saying Iceman. Who he
Mhm.
played the backcourt with? Mike Gale.
And this is why I have a problem with LeBron. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that now.
This is why I have a problem with people mentioning LeBron, because there was so many power forwards and
Absolutely.
small forwards ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give credit to. Like,
Right.
come on, man. And
Right.
he crying every time somebody look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
So what was that somebody said about him? About him. All right. Let's talk about who you think is the
What
GOAT.
happened, man?
Who you think is the GOAT?
That's still another tough question. Because I'm old school, so I kind of go back to the old school guys and stuff. But I mean, I don't, you can't take nothing away from Michael Jordan. You can't take anything away from, because all his success and all the things that he's done. There's not too many players that done what he's done over his career and stuff like that. But like I said, you got guys like Oscar Robinson and all those guys.
Right.
He was a double guy. You just had guys,
And he probably was
Nightly.
doing it longer.
Right. Oh,
He
yeah.
probably was doing it longer
Longer.
than it was being recorded.
Right.
Right.
Very
He
much
probably was
so.
doing it,
Mm-hmm.
much longer than that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't start keeping like assist stats
Right.
until like 70, 69,
Mhm.
70.
Yeah.
You know? So he probably Oscar Robertson probably was doing it, and even somebody like Jerry West,
Right.
probably
Jerry
was
West.
doing it.
He
Yeah.
was what the top rebounder too, right?
Oscar Robertson,
Yeah.
Yes,
from
definitely.
a guard.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Mhm.
Mr. Hank 122, yo, peace. He said, if you play defense, Cat would play you.
You had to play
Big
defense.
Hank.
Yeah,
Big Hank.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
that?
Yeah, no, yeah. Actually,
all
I saw him either if it wasn't today, it was yesterday, I think, in Walmart. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. That's
Andrew Jackson guy.
Yeah. Oh, he was a Jackson guy.
Yeah, he would play the Jackson.
All right.
Coach
All right.
Granby.
Yeah, Granby, man. Granby to me, legendary coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish I'd have went to Jackson, but then again, I might not have got no run. You know what I'm saying? I heard he didn't give people run. I was fighting for run. I played with John Adams.
Right.
I was fighting for run with Adams because they
right.
thought because the dude could dribble between his legs was nicer than me and shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't really fit, you know.
Granby had such,
he had
so many
rotation.
players. He had a lot of
Granby
players
had
there.
people from the other side of town coming
Absolutely.
all the way over to that damn high school. That's what that shit was. I held somebody from 40 go to Jackson. They supposed to take their ass to Hillcrest or Jamaica.
Right.
They go all the way over there.
All of them should have been playing for Martin.
Yeah.
Right? They should have been playing for Martin.
That was Granby's gift. He
Yeah.
knew how to get a motherfucker from
Yeah.
Long Island to go to Jackson. Yeah, just so you live with me.
Yeah, but they still was a good team.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Who would you say is like the best the best five playing now? You be watching the game now, right? Who would you say like the best five playing now?
Oh.
If you had to pick like a first team all-star.
It's funny that you mentioned that because like that kind of stuff I really like shy away from because I mean, listen, let's face it, there's great players out there.
Best team then.
The best
team.
Well, I want to say, for this, if we're going to talk about the best team right now this year, I mean, it was obvious OKC. They won the championship. They didn't win just because those kids haven't been together long. So they put in the work and they stuck together and they did what they had to do. And they was able to overcome all of the different, all of the obstacles they needed to for a young team like that to get to where they got. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they only been together 2-3 years. You know what I mean? So they stayed the course. They stayed the course and they worked. They believed in each other. Everybody bought into what they had to do.
Listen, and I'm not a Pacer fan.
Right.
That was like one of the best championships.
Yes. Oh, no question. Time. You can't take no credit away from those guys either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And even though I'm not crazy about him, but I would have liked to see how it would have played out if he didn't get hurt so early in that game. I would have loved to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he definitely, he was doing.
Oh no, he's a player. He's a player that's going to be at the next level.
I think because he started out so hot, I think he wasn't going to do that the whole game though.
Right.
Halliburton.
Yeah, Halliburton.
I don't think he was going to do that all game. That's like a lit match. You come out, you light a match, and shit is like
yeah.
And then after a while, you die.
Yeah, kind of start fizzling.
The lungs start kicking in.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know if it would have been any different, to be honest with you. Because OKC was methodical with their shit.
Yeah.
They did the same thing constantly.
Right.
And just beat
them down. They made adjustments, and now my only problem with what the Knicks didn't do, right?
Yeah.
OKC made adjustments. Like they started doing the guard pick and rolls.
Yeah.
Right. They put everybody to the baseline.
Right.
And started doing the guard, the kid Williams.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Shea
Gilchrist Alexander.
Yeah. They started doing a pick and roll, which I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have thought to do that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I had to give their coaching staff, their credit, right? What's his name? They got choked back in the days. I saw he was on the coaching staff with him, the Sprewell coach.
Oh yeah,
choke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saw he was he was one of that, but I didn't know it until that series. And I saw him on the bench.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
On PJ Carlissimo.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
but they made adjustments, which the Knicks didn't do.
Yeah.
Well,
I
mean, hopefully Mike Brown, hopefully he could bring something different.
Yeah.
He was involved with like a lot of programs that did good.
Mm-hmm.
But he also was the only coach I saw that got fired like the first week of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was like 3-3 and the Lakers fired him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened this year.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened this year. Like
listen, he's done a great job wherever the places he's been. He's done a great job.
With Cleveland, he was with Cleveland. Mm-hmm. He was with the Warriors.
Went to the championship with
he was
them.
He was with the Warriors.
Yeah.
So he's been doing his thing.
He did a hell of a job there up in Sacramento. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
he definitely listen. That Sacramento team, I don't really know why they was falling short.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to me that was a good team.
Yeah,
that was a good team,
Mm-hmm.
But now we got like 5 minutes. Yeah, see it go fast, right? It go fast. Again, thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys for inviting me out.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like if you wanna give shout outs to anybody that you think is like they tuning in there,
I give shout. I'll be here for another hour.
I
giving
know,
shout
right?
outs and stuff. I'm shouting out everybody that's involved, everybody that knows me, that I know, that's been around me, that supported me and stuck behind me and things like that. I shout out everybody, all these guys, everybody that's involved with kids coaching and coaching for the right reasons and giving back to the community, because that's what this stuff is all about. Giving back to your community,
And you've been doing it, and you've been doing it for a long.
Yeah, I've been doing it for
a long time.
Yeah.
So that's great work. And I want to thank everybody. That tuned in, everybody that was like chiming in. Shout out Wayne. We got to get you up here. So you got to let me know when you're gonna be in New York so we could coordinate this.
Yeah, and Wayne, no question about supporting your tournament, bro. Did you think I wouldn't?
Yeah. We supported your tournament before, but that's a whole nother story.
He had thanked me for supporting them. I was just commenting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. But like again, Kat, continue success. Another 53 years. I'll like I said, man, I was like, shit, I didn't know he was coaching that long. I didn't know he was coaching that long.
Yeah, I knew Cat. I must have been 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, even a little younger than that when you started.
He was coaching back then.
Yeah.
Yep. Cat was coaching back then. I mean, damn, he was right under Ab.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ab would go get people and work them out. You go get people and work them out. They were just working on different ends of the Queens. Yeah, I knew Cat years, man. Shit.
Man, you still doing it.
Yeah.
You're still doing it. It's still going strong.
Yes.
Still going strong.
God, like I said, God is good.
Yeah, it's good to see you healthy. You're good, man.
Yes.
Because we be going to these reunions in the park.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like a World War II vet thing going on, yo.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, how you said, you're still getting around, all of that, and all of that, that's a tribute, to when you said that you coach for life too.
Yeah.
That's a good example.
Busy. That's what it is.
Example.
Yeah.
What he said, Kev.
Don't forget the key.
No, what's the
what key?
You talk about the bathroom key. He see you.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a whole private story.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? That's a whole private story.
Internet.
It did get you. But like I said, man, thank you, man. And thanks everybody for tuning in. AMF show every Thursday night, 8:00. Check it out.
Oh, it's over? You ended too early, man.
I ended too early?
Nothing to say?
Huh?
You got a minute to go, man.
Get it.
Wanna thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all, tune in again. Like Steels be saying, tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in to the Legend Edition.
I'm singing for playing most supreme right here. 6 feet, still can beat the whole damn dream team. With power, I devour any man in my